Hi, my name is Shawn Moorhead. I'm the Trust Vice President for Grants, and I oversee our competitive grant-making program. I've been at the Trust for just over 11 years, and before becoming Vice President, I served as the Trust Program Director for Education and Human Justice grant-making. I'm a former middle school special education teacher, now public school mom from Brooklyn. This video will explain our process for reviewing grant proposals. You can find more information about our grant making and answers to frequently asked questions on our website. There, you can also read our guidelines for grant applications, strategy papers, and find videos about each program area. We focus primarily on the 5 boroughs of New York City. We have affiliates that work in Westchester and on Long Island. Our competitive grants support projects that improve the lives of New Yorkers, working to give them healthy lives, promising futures, and thriving communities. We make about $50 million in competitive grants each year. And as a community foundation, most of this funding is generated by income on bequests from generous New Yorkers, including taxi drivers, teachers, and the Rockefellers. We accept proposals seeking funding at any time. We have a year-round application process, meaning that you don't need a program officer's permission and you don't need to submit an LOI in advance unless you are applying to our National Environment Program or through a specific request for proposals or letters of interest. The dates on our website are not deadlines. They provide a time frame for when applicants can expect to hear back from us. Our website provides detailed instructions on what your application should include and how to submit it. Applicants do not need to figure out in advance which program area or which program officer will be assigned the proposal. The proposals are assigned to one or more of our program officers for full review, unless the proposal obviously does not meet our guidelines. Specifically, we do not support individuals, we do not provide general operating support capital and building campaigns or endowments. Our grants cannot be used to buy equipment, provide deficit financing, or fund religious activities. Applicants receive an automated email from us once the proposal is assigned, or if it is declined at this point. All emails are sent to the organization's paid staff head as identified on the proposal cover sheet. We've heard that these emails sometimes get caught in spam filters, so we advise you and anyone else involved in trust proposals to include no reply at nycommunitytrust.org in your address book. Once the proposals are assigned, program officers complete a full review. You can find out more about our proposal review process in a separate video, but briefly, we review the submission to figure out whether the proposed project will have a positive impact on a system or a sector, use a sound approach that meets a need and is not duplicative of other projects, and we look to see whether the activities described in the proposal will actually address the problem. Program officers also look at an organization's finances and governance to ensure the group has the capability to carry out the project. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, they assess whether the project is consistent with our program's grant-making guidelines, which can also be found on our website. At this point, the program officer will decide if the project merits further investigation. If so, they will schedule meetings and site visits with the applicant's leadership and program staff. If the proposal does not merit further investigation, we will decline it. All of our declines are reviewed internally before applicants are notified. And all notifications are sent via email, again to the paid staff head identified on the proposal cover sheet, using the automated email address I mentioned earlier. If the program officer is persuaded that the project is consistent with our grant-making strategy, will have a systemic impact, and is well designed, they will develop a grant recommendation, which is then reviewed by our president and presented to our board. Our board has the final say over whether a grant is approved. They meet 5 times a year in February, April, June, October, and December. If the grant is approved, the applicant will be notified of the decision and emailed a copy of a grant letter and payment forms. We generally only require a final report at the end of the grant period unless otherwise noted in your grant letter. You are, of course, welcome to contact your Trust Program Officer at any time with questions, concerns, or updates. We hope this video has been helpful and that you will use the other resources available on our website to find out more about the Trust Competitive Grant Making. Also, watch social media for announcements of future Meet the Program Officer sessions, where you will have the opportunity to ask questions of our program officers.